Hello, welcome to My Healthy Appetite. I'm Chef Leon Rotherer and this is dietitian Bridgette Wilson. We are going to be showing you how to cook for a range of health conditions, gluten intolerances, dairy allergies, but with a special focus on low FODMAP cooking.
The low FODMAP diet is a diet that is commonly used for managing the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. In each episode we're going to discuss one of the common nutritional downfalls of following the low FODMAP diet and how to address this.
Welcome to our calcium episode of My Healthy Appetite.
A lot of people now are choosing to cut out dairy from their diet or going lactose free. So one of the big concerns that I have there is that are they getting enough calcium in their diet? So calcium is a very important nutrient. We're going to show you some healthy kind of low FODMAP meals that you can use today that would be tolerated by someone on a lactose free or a low FODMAP diet.
Okay, so I'm going to start with a Bircher Muesli. What makes it different to a granola pot or a normal sort of oat and yogurt pot is that the oats are soaked overnight. I've used jumbo oats here.
The good thing about using the jumbo oats is that they're more of a whole grain. Soaking them does kind of already help your body with the digestive process of softening them up slightly.
160 grams of blueberries here, which you could use raw in fact, but if you want to keep the Bircher Muesli for a few days, obviously a cooked compote in the Bircher pot is going to be much nicer. So into that I'm putting 75 grams of brown sugar and a little bit of desiccated coconut.
When you're following a low FODMAP diet, you shouldn't have more than 80 grams of fruit in one sitting. And the reason for that is you don't want to overload the fructose in your system. So 160 grams is perfect.
Cool. So we'll leave that ticking over while we move on to our next item. Time to build our Bircher Muesli pots. So I've got here the compote I made earlier, which was with brown sugar, coconut and blueberries.
Yeah.
Check below for the recipe.
That smells so good when it's
really
cooking.
good.
That toasted coconut is so nice.
And you can add anything. You can add some cinnamon into that. You could use maple syrup, coconut sugar. And also I've got my soaked jumbo oats, which have been soaked overnight.
So they've been soaked in a plant-based alternative, and that is a calcium fortified plant-based alternative. So because this is 2 portions and we've soaked in about 200 mils of that, it's giving you half a portion of calcium, but we're also going to add some of the plant-based alternative to it. So then we're going to make it up to a portion of calcium in each one. So you get a portion of calcium in 200 mils of a plant-based alternative almond drink, for example, as long as it's fortified with calcium.
So after the blueberry compote, I'm putting in half a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, half a tablespoon of sunflower seeds, and 1 tablespoon of flax seeds, which have been toasted. And then we're going to go with the last part of the first layer, just on top. And you can make these up in little pots and keep, or cling film them, take one on the way to work in the morning.
So we've got our lovely soaked oats in the bottom, then we've got the compote, then we've got some seeds. Linseeds or flax seeds in particular are really high in fibre, so they're a great thing to be adding into kind of breakfasts and other meals. It's a really good way of boosting your soluble fibre when you're following, for example, a low FODMAP diet. So not only is this giving you a portion of calcium, it's also a great way to tick off some fibre and a good way to start your day.
I'm just going to finish them off with more of that delicious compote. We can have about 3 walnuts each to stay within the limit.
You're not restricted, it's just that you don't want to go overboard in terms of nuts, because even though they're a healthy fat, they're still a fat. So you don't want to just be having a mega high fat breakfast cereal. So that's why we've kind of limited the walnuts on there.
There we go, that's our blueberry Bircher Muesli pots. Please find the recipe down below and we'll see you in the next episode.